is Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
There's something a little different about a district game, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? We work really, really hard for these type of things. Now is the time to go out and enjoy it, okay? Go out there and play your tail off, give it everything you got.
Ponte Sharks opening district play at Beachside today. We're into district play a month into the season. Everybody, welcome to the Friday Night Blitz. Brent Martineau, along with Stuart Weber, the entire Action Sports Jax team.
Just so you're not confused, the back of his hat said dog. Of course, Ponte Vedra is the Sharks. That's disciplined athletes with grit.
All right, he's not a Georgia fan.
Not a Georgia. Well, he might also
be
be a Georgia fan, but our resident Georgia fan tweeted that while he was out shooting the
Disciplined
game.
athletes with grit.
Dog.
All right.
Yeah.
We are disciplined announcers with grit.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Not very disciplined. I got us off track right away. It took 10 seconds for me to get off track. But let's get back on track and let's jump into our game of the week.
You know, you pick them really well, Weber. Two teams that have no wins.
It's a rivalry game. What do you mean? I thought I was getting a compliment there. A little jab. Let's get into it.
The game of the week, sponsored by Whataburger.
All right, the game of the week is Creekside and Bartram Trail, and it is a big one in St. Johns County. How about this, though? Connor DeMarco, early in the game, first couple of minutes. That's well, we thought it was a pick six. Actually stepped out of bounds. They would cash it in 7-0. Creekside would answer. Davis Baldwin ties it up. They had a fake punt that actually kept the drive alive, and it really flipped the game. So they tied up
The show,
perhaps. 7-7, good tease there. Creekside takes over again. Rozzy Sperry, look at this. This is on 4th down.
Wow.
Beautiful call.
Yeah.
Beautiful call. It beats everybody with the middle screen. 14-7, Creekside on top. The Knights at the goal line, and then Jackson Earl had a huge game. Couple Wildcat runs. He also had a huge pick in the end zone, playing both sides of the football. He's their heart and soul. Jackson Earl puts up the Creekside Knights up 21-7, and then a little bit later,
takes another shot. Blaylock is open.
Yeah.
there we go again. A nice touch, a nice pass to get them in good spot. And it would be Earl, as I mentioned, he had a couple of scores. This is his second one. Bartram Trail
Wild night.
trying to hang around. You know, they had some chances. This game in the fourth quarter got to 28-14 because of Arthur Lewis. They never could get close enough to really put the pressure on the Knights in the fourth. Creekside wins 28-14. Action Sports Jax, Marcel Robinson in St. Johns County.
I'm here with Victoria's head coach Sean McIntyre. I just asked you, you're a little hesitant to say, but it's 2 in a row.
Yeah.
It's pretty good for you guys.
Yeah. It's rough 7 years to start, or 8 years against the Bears. We played really well sometimes and didn't come out on this side, but just proud of our kids right now. Really resilient. Haven't started the way we wanted this year, right? This week was what it was, and just happy that we played better and keep getting better. Our kids work.
Yeah, you talk about, finally getting off the schneid, right? Mm-hmm. Finally getting that big win. Never mind winning 2 in a row against Bartram Trail. How important is it to finally get, a win in the win column?
Yeah, no, I talked to the kids this week about it. Like, you can have a great one ethic, but that doesn't get you much. You got to have a great work ethic. There's only one place in the world where success comes before work, and that's in the dictionary. And our kids came to work all week. They came to work and we had some setbacks and didn't play very well early in the season. So, our goal is not to play well in August and September. Our goal is to play well in November, and that's what we're building towards.
You don't want to make one win bigger than any other win, but how big is this for that team? Like you said, being able to kind of, feel like they put some good things on tape, but to finally see the fruits of their labor. How big is this for you guys going forward?
For sure, you said it. That's exactly right. You have to see some validation of what you're doing, and we got some of that tonight. We played better on offense, and we're going to keep getting better.
All right, well, winners of 2 of the battles of Lonely Pine Parkway. You got anything you want to say?
Go Knights. Go Knights.
Hey, what's understood doesn't need to be explained. Let's toss it back to you guys in the studio.
Good night, everyone.
Now, she might not have said anything, but she stole the show.
Yes, yes, without a doubt.
She said a lot.
Without using her words.
That's awesome.
Awesome stuff there with Marcel and Coach Mac. So, Creekside, we said somebody's O has got to go, and that's what happens in our game of the week. you know, that happens again next week, by the way. Somebody's O has got to go. Both undefeated. Wow. So there.
Another good rivalry game.
And
nice
a great
job,
rivalry
Weber.
game. Like, it was a great game.
That was a good game. It really is one of those games. Like a lot of these. That's why we went in.
You throw the records out the window, as they say.
You kind of do.
Yeah. So next week we're heading up to Nassau County. West Nassau undefeated. Yulee undefeated. That is going to be a whole lot of fun. Cannot wait for that one. Remember, we have that whole game live on our Action Sports Jax YouTube page. You can go back and watch the entire Creekside Bartram Trail game on there right now if you wanted to.
Well, yeah.
Or, in a couple hours after we're done with all of this.
All right. How about a big one, Mandarin and Bradford? What a matchup.
Yeah, let's do it. Another one of our streaming games on the Zone Blitz. 2 undefeateds in this one as well. And, well, you know this guy, Brysen, Wright, getting the punt. And there he goes. He's bouncing off guys. He's staying in bounds. He's cutting to the near side of the field. So many players nearly tackle the #1 recruit in the entire class of 2028. Nearly, because they don't. That's a touchdown. Mandarin, the only touchdown of the first half. They went ahead 7-0 at the break. We go to the second half, and how about this beauty? Side coverage, able to find DeMonte Nixon. Huge play for the Bradford Tornadoes, but they would not be able to cash in. So here's the answer. Knox Annis airing it out to guess who? Brysen Wright. Huge Mandarin touchdown. 14-0 for the Mustangs. Bradford will try and stay in it. Here come the Tornadoes. Cubbage gathers. Able to find Nixon behind the defense. Nice pass, nice catch, nice touchdown. However, they would not get any closer. And Mandarin earns the win, 14-7. 2 really good programs meeting up at the corral. Let's hear from head coach Toby Bullock after the win.
Their defense was great. Our defense was great. It was a slobber knock. I thought offensively what we wanted to do was there. Penalties killed us. We had three drives that had 3rd and 14 or more because of holding calls or something else. We did not play a clean game in the first half, played a much better clean game in the second half, and it showed. Our defense was amazing. Defense wins championships. We live by that. We breathe by that, and, man, they showed it tonight.
Well, let's head to the beach where a perfect season will be ruined tonight. 3-0 Senators hosting 3-0 Nease Panthers. This is a fun one coming in, too, in the night. And Nease inside the 10 on 3rd down. Aiden Pfeiffer calls his own number, powers across the paint to get the Panthers on the board. Nease goes for 2, gets it. 8-0 is the score early on. Seconds into the second quarter. Now Fletcher inside the 5. Jamari Jennings. Of course, the Beach Rats call it. Big man. Bulldozes in for 6. Senators try to go for 2 and tie it up, but it's picked off. Panthers keep the lead 8-6. Less than a minute to go before the half, and he's trying to drive the score up before time runs out. And Pfeiffer finds Braden Felder. He's been terrific in the first month of the season. Extra point good, and he's now up by 9, 15-6. Last score of the game comes in the 4th. Pfeiffer hands it to Enrique Ordonez. He gets in 22-6. Nease kind of wins in a different way, but they get another win over Fletcher. Here's Action Sports Jax, Olivia Tasley.
All right, Olivia Tasley here with Coach calling drafts after another successful win.
Right.
How does 4-0 sound to you?
4-0 sounds great. I mean, we played a really good team tonight. Seatric had his boys ready to go, and I knew that coming in, man. Anytime we come to Fletcher, it's the first time we've won here since I've been here. It's 2 in a row over them, but last year was at home, and we were in a dogfight, and there's some things we could have done better, but we got out with a W, and here we are 4-0.
Yeah, I heard you talking to your team afterwards saying it wasn't our prettiest win.
Right.
And you guys have quite the challenge next week against the St. Augustine team, who also is perfect this season.
Right.
What's the game plan going into next week?
Well, back to this game, it really was only not pretty on offense. I mean, our defense played phenomenal. They held a great team to 6 points, and we had either 3 or 4 turnovers. They played great, right? We need to clean up some things on special teams, and then we just weren't we couldn't find our rhythm on offense the way we had the first 3 games. But, anytime you can do that and still sneak out of here with a W, we'll take it. As far as, the matchup we have next week, it's obviously out there looming. We're going to enjoy this win over the weekend, but we know we've got St. Augustine coming in town. We're 4-0, they're 4-0. It's one of the, the old St. Johns County rivalry. We're excited about it, and we got them at home. It'll be a big-time game.
Yeah, how proud are you of this defense to keeping the Senators to 6 points? I mean, that's hard to do all 4 quarters.
It says a lot. They've got really good players, and I complimented their staff. I thought they had a great plan on both sides of the ball. But, we played well, and the turnovers were the key. They had a couple big plays that were moving the ball down the field, but every time our back was against the wall, we were able to get the ball back, drain some clock, and find a way to grind out a W.
And now you're going to hope to go 5-0 next week at home.
Absolutely, man. We know what's at stake. It's, will be probably the biggest game in town, and we're looking forward to the matchup.
Hopefully we'll get it here on Action Sports Jax. That's Coach Colin Drafts for Olivia Tasley. Let's send it back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Liv. Let's go to the Brain Bowl. Yes, the big annual rivalry, Stanton, Paxon. They were doing math as well on the sidelines. No, they weren't. Golden Eagles trouble with the exchange. Stanton defensive end Ezra Ekume there to pounce on it. Paxon's defense stands and forces a field goal. A couple drives later, here come the Golden Eagles. A little offense going. Javier Dixon, a little tunnel screen to Jabron Ray. Big old gainer there for Paxon. They would get it down to the 1, give it to KJ Palmer. But Stanton's Letravius Martin blowing it up, sends him 5 or 6 yards back. That was huge because it forced Paxon to throw. And on the next play, cornerback Mark Hangney jumping that pass with the interception. Stanton, a huge takeaway. Both of these teams, by the way, get up for this game every year. Their biggest rivalry this year, it goes the way of Paxon, 35-15. All
right, we're just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been warmed up for a while. We're almost going into hour number 5 here on our high school Friday night. More to come on the Blitz. Another battle in St. Johns County. Beachside and Ponte Vedra might end up a little different than you thought.
Yeah, and how about a rivalry showdown on the river? Bolles and BK with a packed house on hand. That's coming up next.
We are the Creekside Knights, and you're watching Friday Night Blitz. Yeah.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com. Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt.
And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m.
A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it. Baker Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxon School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jax team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
This is Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Throws it, and Timmy Goodrich has got it. Past the 50, 40, into Bartram territory. How about that? Javier Ponte.
How about that? That's Noah Schlicksup, Brody McGuff on the call, and a momentum swing in that Creekside Bartram Trail game, our game of the week. Creekside was down 7-0 at the time. They would go on to win it 28-14.
The Coach of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
And our Coach of the Week is Sean McIntyre from the Creekside Knights. Getting that check from the Jaguars Foundation and having a lot of fun with it. Big thanks to our partners, Whataburger and Jaguars Prep, for supporting this great program and supporting high school football here in Northeast Florida, as you see Coach Mac and his players having a great time with the giant check.
Yeah, it's been a little frustrating start to the season for some of those guys, but you can see what a win does.
That's right.
Down there in St. Johns County. Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz, everybody. Brent Martineau, Stuart Weber, our entire Action Sports Jax team. We really had some fun games. Got a fun one in St. Johns County that maybe few expected an outcome like this.
Yeah, let's head to Beachside, shall we? Ponte Vedra taking on the Barracudas. Sharks and Barracudas, a nice aquatic battle here. Beginning district play, so this is a district opener for both. Barracudas defense coming up with the first big play of the night. Just 90 ticks off the clock when Jason Antolin steps in front of a pass, gets the interception. Beachside takes over in plus territory. Handful of plays later, Eddie Jordan will hit Maddox Hunstad. Back of the end zone, gets a foot in. Barracudas up 7-0 early in the first. Sharks respond. Long balanced drive down the field. Capped off here. Alex Winkles, touchdown reception from the always reliable Cole Rosendahl. PAT blocked, so PV down by 1. It worked so well the first time. Let's do it again, shall we? Jordan dialing up a long ball and finds Aldrich again in the end zone. Cudas up 14-6 early second. No worries for the Sharks offense. Here comes another one. Rosendahl short pass to Caleb Stanton. He'll rumble in for 6. Sharks still chasing 14-13, only with over 4 minutes to go in that first half. Final score, it's Beachside that gets the win at home, 33-20. Impressive win over a Sharks team that's been great since that first half of the opener against Nease.
Our fans of the week riled up at Bishop Kenny, always one of the best student sections in town. So a hat tip to the Crusaders as they host Bolles. That might have been the loudest they got. Pick this thing up late in the second quarter because Bolles was already up 22-0. And then they do this. Block a punt. Keon Nazir gets his hand on it. TJ Williamson falls on it. The momentum just continues to stay on the side of the Bulldogs. Next play, the backup QB Luke Tolan finds Camden Teetsy to get the Bulldogs down at the goal line. Xander Edwards, he's been outstanding in the first few weeks of the season. And, well, he continues up 29-0 now after walking in there. Middle of the third quarter, Xander isn't done. Takes the handle. Look at him battle. Oh, he's a tough running back, hard to bring down, breaking some tackles. Inside the 5 again. He would punch it in. And the Bulldogs punch home a win, 36-0. Here's Action Sports Jax Jason Hamby with Coach.
All right, Coach, 36-0 win. How pleased with your performance tonight?
Incredibly pleased because Bishop Kenny's a good football team. They execute. They've got a lot of good players. But we went out there today and obviously played really clean football, but also like Bolles, violent football in between the snaps, and I was really proud of the guys.
Tell me specifically about the defensive line and Asher, Giotto. He seemed like in the backfield all night, really made things tough for BK's offense.
No, and those guys are unbelievable in that, I give all the credit to that D-line, but also to Coach Bradford and Coach Manny. Obviously, last week gave up a lot of points, and that they went out there, and the decision was to turn the D-line loose and let them go, and they answered the call this week, and they were huge for us.
How do you celebrate? You got Oakleaf next week. You got a tough schedule. I know you like to schedule tough. What's tonight look like? And the rest of the week.
We'll savor this, because we're happy with the way that we played, but we're not satisfied, and we don't have time to pat ourselves on the back because Oakleaf next week, and that's the way playoffs look, and that's what we want our team trained to do: celebrate the win and then get ready for the next one, because that's what happens, in December, and so we're gonna have a big win and then have to go play next week. So hopefully we'll be ready for them. They're a really good football team.
Congrats, Coach. Appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Very much. I appreciate it.
All right, that's all from Bolles. 36-0 win over BK. Back to you guys. I'm Jason Hamby, Action Sports Jax.
Out to McClenny, shall we? Baker County, First Coast. Mentioned it a little earlier in the show. Let's jump into the highlights, shall we? Hudson Register with his inner Tim Tebow. A little jump pass to Chase Williams there. Short jump. Early touchdown for the Wildcats.
Your vertical.
That's all right. Tony Kennedy keeping the rock here for the Bucks. Follows his blockers into the end zone, and that's a touchdown, First Coast. Baker answers. Nice run here. Delano Ruiz. That's a score. We take it late into the game. Tony Kennedy finds Ronnie Williams Jr. deep. That sets him up for this. The game winner, Tony Kennedy calling game. Takes it into the end zone. Bucks win 25-20. Here's Jarvis Parker after the big win.
It was a little rough. We had to fight through some things, at the game, and we fought through it. We didn't never put our head down. Like I told the guys, you got to play 4 quarters of football. You come up here, good football atmosphere at Baker County, so you got to play four hard quarters with them. At halftime, right before the play, I used that as the mantra for the game. With Tony Kennedy, he had to chase out after throwing an interception. Caught the guy at the 1 yard line. They spiked it back to about 15. We ended up getting the interception, taking it to the house. That's one of the deciding factors on winning the game. And then in the fourth quarter, when we go down with a minute, then we had to come back and march the ball down the field, and that was the tell of the game. It was a hard-fought game. Congrats to coach over there. And so, I'm happy the team got the win.
Y'all boys ready? Yeah. Y'all boys ready? Yeah. Somebody light me up.
Boom. We got an all-Atlanta battle. We got the Falcons and the Braves squaring off. Menendez and Parker, home team's first drive would stall, and they're forced to punt. But here comes Claveris Proctor, and that's another block. This one recovered by Luke Harmon, and Menendez is in business. They would cash in right away. Jaden Roberts following his blocks, and he's going to crash into the end zone here for 6 and the early lead. Parker would fumble the ensuing kickoff. I assure you, this is not a replay, but it's basically the exact same result as Roberts strikes quickly again. So it's turnover, touchdown, and 4 successive plays. Braves would answer with a long drive down the field just before the first quarter ends. Michael Hill's going to the far side of the field. He'll get Parker on the board, and Falcons get the win. Menendez 40-18.
Well, a lot of red, white, and blue at Wolfson. The Wolfpack hosted Kimball City. Wolfson had a chance at the doorstep early on with a nice crowd at Wolfson tonight. Vincent Boulin running the ball. He gets popped. The ball pops loose. There it is. But Jonathan Pierre for Kimball City, he kind of helped pop it loose. They couldn't recover, though. Wolfson recovers, wouldn't get any points. More defense. Look at Wolfson this time. Landon Mathis, he was all over the place for the Wolfpack in the first half. Number 17 everywhere. Second quarter now, Boulin has it again. And this time, he's going to work himself into the end zone. Touchdown for the Pack. It was the only touchdown of the game in a 10-0 win for Wolfson.
The Player of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
We saw this young man running in a couple of touchdowns moments ago, and Bolles running back Xander Edwards dominated on the ground last week. 248 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns on 22 carries. So this performance tonight had nothing to do with him winning Player of the Week. Yeah. But he's really had terrific performances all season so far from the running back position. All right, more to come here on the Blitz, including the play of the week and another Jaguars memory. That's all coming up next. Stay with us.
We are the Columbia Tigers. You are watching the Friday Night Blitz.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick GMC. We are professional grade. If you need a quality play this football season at your home, call That One Painter First Coast. Locally owned and operated, experienced employees, no builder-grade materials. And there's more, and for that, we throw it to Noah Schlicksup. That One Painter First Coast can apparently help your kicking game, too.
Well, after my failure on skinny sticks last year on Creekside game day, I've spent a lot of time out here at Creekside practicing my kicks. There's only one issue. How is that even possible? The good news is I know exactly who can help. That One Painter can handle all your painting needs, from field goal posts to cabinets to stucco. They got you covered. Though they may not be able to help with my kicking, they can certainly help with the posts. Call That One Painter First Coast today for all your painting needs at 904-495-1373.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
This is Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Yeah, I would say my second game in high school, I had 4 catches and 3 touchdowns for like 225 yards. So I would say that was probably a big memory that I had.
That's a good memory for Brian Thomas Jr. I'll take half of that on Sunday against the Bengals. That would be good. Walker, Louisiana, just outside of Baton Rouge. Here's our Sunday lineup. We'll be in Cincinnati with the Jags. We leave tomorrow, so we'll have full coverage from Ohio. How about rains at Lake Mary? Maybe the biggest game on their schedule, right? State runner-ups a year ago. Quarterback goes to Notre Dame for Lake Mary. Well, this quarterback's pretty good for rains. TJ Cole to Zion Butler. Oh, yeah, bought time. Got behind the defense. 7-0 early on.
It's less than 2 minutes into the game.
Wow, good statement. Well, this was a statement game. Deshaun Hayes, rushing touchdown. How about the Vikings? This will send a message around the state how good Reigns is. 51-3 win on the road at Lake Mary.
So that was a lot of offense. This is not. Columbia on the road at Madison County, and this was a defensive slugfest. We're scoreless second quarter of this one. Tiger ball, Xavier Collins back to pass. It's Dre Arnold there with the sack. So Cowboys get the ball back. Chad Mitchell going to complete the Zamarian West, but this time it's the Tiger defense all over him. It was scoreless at the half. Then there was a safety. Then finally a touchdown. Columbia remains undefeated. Big 9-0 win for Brian Allen and the Tigers.
Glenn Academy hosting Statesboro.
That is a very impressive.
And Max Noonan. He's got it. Deshaun Howard now has it. Well, that was a nice throw. Red Terrors lead the Blue Devils 8-0 after a 2-point conversion. And Glenn goes on to win 36-8.
The Smart Play of the Week is brought to you by the FSCJ Manta Rays.
There's a reason why he's the #1 player in the class of 2028. Everybody keeps talking about Brysen Wright. He delivers.
He makes plays like this.
Watch this. It's almost like the game is in slow motion for him on this punt return against Bradford. All right, he's almost out of bounds, stays in bounds. It's like the 4th tackle, 5th tackle, 6th tackle. Okay, we're going to reverse field. I mean, he's not even running fast. He missed another tackle broken. He was almost out of bounds. He went all the way across the field. That's a punt return. He had both touchdowns for Mandarin in a win over Bradford. That is your nightly, weekly Brysen Wright highlight.
So many of them. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of The Blitz. Appreciate everyone joining us. Let's leave you now with our band of the week from the Parker Braves.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it. Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz. Every Friday, the only live streaming show in Jacksonville dedicated to high school football. Streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. Then we're packing all the highlights into a 30-minute show, Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7, Friday at 10:30 on Fox 30. Sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Action Sports Jax Primetime, Saturday at 10:30 on Fox 30.